This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 859. I am Brian Kilby. With me here this week, we have Don. Where is your service merchandise shirt?
You are out of uniform, Donald.
Yes, I am. It's my day off from service merchandise since they're closed. So I am wearing my flamingo shirt for fun and frivolity.
Yeah, it's working. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm actually in uniform. I'm wearing, my orange shirt because that's what I always wear.
I'm wearing pants.
Me too. I didn't mean to imply I wasn't.
This is the first time I've recorded the show that I can think of wearing pants and not shorts. I just haven't had a chance to change. So,
all the time JD would record the show not wearing pants.
That was
or
different.
Shorts.
That was different. Rob, how's it going?
Rob's not here. Rob's in an airplane right now.
Oh, well, there you go. I should have realized, considering he didn't pipe up during pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diecast.
I'm actually here. I was away earlier this week up north, but I'm here now.
Yep. And Matt.
And I'm exactly where I am most of the time, in my room. So,
that is your room. I forgot your bed is in there.
Yeah, right there.
I keep thinking that's like an office or something. That's just like I tried to do my toy collection in the guest room, and that just totally didn't work. But you make it work. That's awesome.
Well, not really. That's why I have a storage building and a whole bunch of stuff in storage downstairs, because this place just isn't big enough to have a collection room, sadly. If I ever finish my basement, but that is an expensive proposition.
Yeah. You need a smaller collection. That would fix it.
You're not telling me anything I don't already know.
I think we've all hit that realization at some point in the last couple of years here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are at collection saturation, yes.
Oh no, we're past saturation and into critical mass.
So I've been thinking about having this conversation, and I think I'm going to do it. This whole influencer culture. If I have ever influenced anybody out there to buy something that they didn't want or need, I apologize. It was not my intent. FOMO is a real thing. And it's part of the FOMO is not so yeah, FOMO is part of it. Like, especially doing the podcast, I want to make sure that I have like new stuff to talk about or toys to talk about. And it drove me to buy things that I just didn't need. Mm-hmm. And
I know that I've influenced people to buy stuff, and I apologize to all of those people except for Brian Diecast and Blade Raider.
I was going to say, I just bought an MP711.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I'm not going to buy anything, but I am certainly done buying all the things because it's not healthy.
This past week, report came in that somebody found Legacy United Wave 1 core class in Canada, apparently at a Walmart. And, of course, my reflex thought is, I better start watching CMD Store to see if they get their stock in soon. But it only took me a moment past that to remember, wait a minute, I don't want any of those. I don't need to buy them. The only reason I would buy them is to have them to talk about on the podcast, and I need to not do that.
Yes.
Now, if they put Chase up, I'm getting that because I legitimately want that for myself. But the rest of it is just no, I can pay attention and see when it comes up. I need to not buy any of those except for that one toy. And even then, I will wait for it to be someplace where it's not going to have $13 extra shipping from Canada added onto it.
Yeah, I think Rumble is in that assortment, I believe.
No, I have
that.
I have, wait, which Rumble?
Rumble is red.
Oh, okay. So incorrectly named Rumble. No, that's out now. I have it.
Yeah, you have it. I'm saying I need it. I don't need anything else.
Also, that's in a Studio Series assortment, not in a Generation assortment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? I'm a really big clearance and sale shopper. and I don't do that with Transformers. I just buy them at full price right away, and then I get so mad when they go on sale.
Yes.
Well, see, I have neglected to buy them on full price lately for most things. There are one or two pieces I'll pick up, but I purposely skipped a whole bunch of stuff, and then we just had the holiday sales and none of it went up. So I didn't get it at full price or discounted price. I just don't have it. And I think I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
I at least made out okay on that by waiting for the Cascade and Javelin 2-pack. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. I was patient with that and got it for the price range I was looking for. But so tfradio.net/Discord, our Discord server, Anani TF says it's okay to say I got nothing this week. And like, that's the most valuable lesson to take away here. Yeah. Like, we don't have to say every week, I got this, and this, and here's my thoughts. Like, it's great if we pick up something that we're genuinely interested in for our own purposes, and we have the opportunity to talk about that and share that experience with our audience. We love talking about the things we enjoy and sharing that with the people who choose to spend their time with us every week. Thank you all for spending your time with us every week too, and valuing our opinions and everything. We appreciate you more than we know how to express. But yeah, I mean, just for the purpose of doing that, we need to be more mindful of that and not let ourselves fall into that trap that much. FOMO is it's a different part of it, because we've had stuff over the last few years where if you don't pre-order it right away, it's turned out to be really hard to get afterward for whatever distribution problems or just low quantities. But I mean, even that doesn't feel like it's near as much of a problem anymore. Yeah. Even compared to last year. So I mean, it's always a good time to reevaluate your collecting practices and why you buy the things you buy. But it's certainly time now with the landscape of it shifting a little bit and everything. Let's take a step back and just look at, do I need to buy that right now, or can I wait and see if it gets a little bit cheaper later on? And more now, you kind of can wait and get a sale.
Yeah. After seeing a lot of things that I've bought going on sale at all these places for Black Friday and Cyber Monday that I've just recently purchased, it's finally sort of struck me is that past a certain point during the year, unless it's an exclusive or something I am very confident that is not going to be around for long, that I think I just need to wait for these Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales for that very reason. Is it may not go on sale. But if I was adding up 4 or 5 things that went on sale at various places, and I could have saved $40-$50, and it was
Yeah. So I'm trying to do something of a purge, and we've talked about McKay's on the show. It's a local used bookstore. They'll sell a little bit of everything, toys included, and of course they buy. And this weekend I took about 14 bushels, which is, I don't know what that equates to in metric, but it's a lot of toys. And it was primarily loose toys that I just started, bagging up, trying to put accessories, but stuff it's not worth it to sell on eBay or on Twitter or whatever. And it's shocking how much I've accumulated over the years, that 14 bushels of toys was doesn't even put a dent in my collection. And there were things in there that I could have sold on eBay, but again, especially larger things, my reissue, my Encore Skylinks boxed complete, it was in there just cause I don't want to sell it. I don't want to ship it. I don't want it. I don't want to ship it. So that went in there. I'm really trying to reassess my collecting practices and what I accumulate, and it feels nice. It feels good to go through that.
I'm sitting here looking at what I've gotten the past week with all these Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, and I saved a significant amount of money. But now I'm starting to think, okay, I think I may have a problem. And I'm a very value driven shopper. It's if I'm on the edge about something, and it's not like I like it, but I don't super love it. If it drops below a certain price, I want to get it because it may not be that cheap again. And if I change my mind that I really want it, I'll have to pay more later. So it's a mix of FOMO and just everything else together. So it's like.
So what I'm going to do now, I've done this before, and this is sort of how I've gotten to this Elf on a Shelf forward thing each year, is if I have anything that's new and boxed, sealed, that I don't want, at the end of the year, I throw it into the Toys for Tots bin. That's what I'm going to do this year. So if you find yourself in the same boat that we're in, that you just have stuff that you don't want, you don't need, like if it's sealed, drop it in a donation box, and that could really help out a kid in need this year. The thing that I always say, it doesn't even have to be something brand new. Like if you like old Powers of the Force figures, Star Wars, are worthless, or at least they were. If I had tons of those sealed on card, a kid out there would love to have them.
Yeah.
So if you have something in your collection and it's sealed and you just don't want it anymore, say that Lyo Convoy that came out this year, it's not Flash Lyo Convoy. What is it, the black one?
The Nemesis Leo?
Yeah. Like, I have that. It's still in the box. It's going in Toys for Tots. A couple other things like that are definitely going. So we talk about Toys for Tots and Elf on a Shelf Warmer this time of year. We're probably going to stop here in about another week or two. But your own collection is a source of, generosity that you can apply toward, helping out somebody else, especially if you, even if you don't have like the cash to spare. I'm certain there's probably something in your collection that's brand new that a kid would love that you just don't care for anymore. Kids just like getting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be the best. Doesn't have to be the coolest. Kids have an imagination, unlike me, which has been, crushed. My kids will take I'll give them like random action figure that out of my collection. Just I don't want to say to shut them up, but shut them up, and they will go wild with it, and it's just something that sits in a box for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have any affection for it. I don't care for it. It's just something that I've accumulated, and my kids love it. So if you have anything out there that you've accumulated that you can drop into a box, I fully endorse that. You should totally do it. Okay. News. There's a 3.0 MDLX G2 Megatron limited edition. I don't care for it, but I wish I did, and I'm glad that I don't want it. The face is wrong.
I kind of want it. Way. I kind of want it.
Well,
I want to know the price and how hard it'll be to jump through hoops to get it, because
I can answer one of those. I can answer one of those questions for you. So, the 3.0 store, the 3.0 online store for distribution outside of Asia, they will have 50 available.
And that's it.
So that's pushing the FOMO. You're pushing Don's FOMO button right now.
No, I mean, literally, that's all that's going to be available.
So this is for a Hong Kong convention. They say they're going to have limited quantities for select retailers, and 3.0's own store outside of Hong Kong is going to have 50 of them to sell. Quantities and other retailers have not been detailed yet.
Big Bad Toy Store got 49 of them.
Yeah, it just does nothing for me. Thank God.
I like that they went to the G2 well for this. They could have done other things too. I'm sure I'll think of one like a black Megatron. That's generally pretty much. I thought it's a common, if not popular, recolor option for a Megatron. It didn't have to be G2 colors. It didn't have to be these G2 colors. Like, I like just that there's attention going to G2 stuff a little bit more. I don't like this. I don't want this. I'm glad I don't want this because it's going to be hell to get one.
Yeah, G2 is cool again. That's the takeaway.
I'm here for it.
Oh God! So speaking of things I don't need to spend money on, the Woolworths G2 Megatron watch is currently on eBay, or it was yesterday. That's been on my watch list forever. I don't remember. I saw that it was theirs, and I just stopped and walked away.
Your watch list.
My watch list. That's true. Maybe I should go back and check it. Hopefully somebody's bought it since I checked.
I mean, I'm obviously not telling you how to collect or to do, what's right for your collection. Just like, that's one of those things. It's one of those weird novelty kind of things. Novelty is not the right word, maybe, but like, it's something that would exist for me outside of the normal collection parameters. That'd be a thing you get and it's in package, hopefully, and you have that hang on a wall. It's just like, this is a really cool, uncommon thing that has a meaning to me. That's one of those things where like I wouldn't pay what it would go for. I know that's going to be really expensive, but
yeah, it's $300.
One of those. Yeah, I wouldn't. But like, it's still just it's a really cool kind of specific thing, and even if I was consolidating down the collection focus really tightly, I would still consider leaving room for something like that.
Yeah,
but that's me.
It's gorgeous, and it does. It's out of the package, but it includes the package. The packaging for this one is very sparse. It's not like the other G2 watches that are out there.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, let's see here. Hasbro teases 2024 Titan first look at Singapore Cybertron Fest.
Yeah, so that's going to be on December 9th and 10th, and that's going to be our first look at Tidal Wave. This is also when they're going to officially debut the Year of the Dragon Transformer that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And then down at the bottom it says limited edition Takara Tomy collection, and it has like Raiden. Are they going to sell him as like
There is going to be a box set, yes.
Jeez.
Separate from the box that you can get with the last
06.
I don't know if the limited edition will be the alternate colors or not.
Probably not. It's probably just a set of 6.
Yeah, speaking of like letting go of things, I am seriously considering selling my train bots.
Yeah, you really should just divest.
Yeah. And canceling the last one.
Matt should also divest.
They're pretty awful.
Will it be worth more with the last one in the collector's box?
No, I think you're better off going piecemeal. Especially of my 5, at least 3 are sealed, if not 4, and they're all in the box.
Well, I would get rid of them, but I don't want to like force them onto anybody else, especially since Gets Away broke right out of the box and I had to glue it back together.
Oh God, yeah.
And I think it's somewhat telling how many places have them on their still have them to put on their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. I saw some of them as low as 115 to 125.
So it's funny. It may just be the same one over and over again, but when Mandarake posts them, they're usually selling for, roughly that, like 150,000 yen. Yeah, so
15,000.
15,000.
If you're talking about the Masterpiece, it'd be 15,000. If you're talking about the vintage one, that could be 150.
Yeah, you're at 15,000 yen. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to see Tidal Wave in about a week and a half here.
That's exciting. I'm excited for him.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and because I skipped the last Titan.
Yeah, it's the first Titan in a while that I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't even feel bad at this point that like I haven't had a chance to get like Nemesis on markdown. Like I keep being loosely aware that it existed, and I just keep going back to feeling like, yeah, maybe I don't care that much.
Yeah, I haven't cared for the last 2 at least, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the arc. The Cybertron Metroplex, it's okay. Nemesis, I don't really care for much.
The Guardian robot was a bright spot. in the midst of all that.
Yeah, but it's not a new mold, so I
kind of even got over getting that too.
Yeah. So, man, this episode's a bummer. Actually, it's not a bummer because these are all positive affirmations. I don't need it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need Tidal Wave though.
Hopefully I will.
I need Tidal Wave to go with the fleet I've already assembled. Like that's not even a question.
I need Tidal Wave to be in the correct colors.
I mean, it will probably be in colors that reflect
Energon,
the
please.
animation.
Energon, please.
So, like that, I'm not sure what you're qualifying as the correct colors for Tidal Wave, because there's Armada Toy, there is Takara Toy, there's Animation, which is neither of those other two, and there's Energon.
I'd like Animation.
I'll take any of them.
Yeah, same.
And then Energon as a selects.
I mean, yeah, if they would do another Selects Titan, which I always consider to be an if, not a when, like Energon. Tidal, yeah, that really feels like where they would go with that.
Yeah.
But I need the purple one first, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that is most likely what we're going to get. We're going to get something close to the animation, and that favors the purple. The Takara Toy still was not super accurate to the animation colors.
But it's so pretty.
It so is. But yeah, I need Tidal Wave to go with my fleet that I have here.
I love how John posted on his Instagram that he had MD06 Shockwave, and he had no idea.
I saw that. I think I commented like, "Wow, you're lucky to just find that," or everyone needs one or something.
Everyone needs one. Yeah.
Yeah, I made some kind of positive affirmation of that.
I had like 4 of them at one point,
and one of them is mine now.
Yep.
Why did you have 4 Shockwaves?
I was buying up things on Mandarake and Yahoo.
Not paying attention to what he was buying.
No. I was buying them up thinking that I would eventually start up kind of like a store or something. Which Kim is encouraging.
Says the guy who doesn't want to bother with shipping.
Yes, that's the problem.
I imagine that's one of the reasons that this plan never actually went through.
Yeah, like the wife is actually encouraging me, like potentially doing that as a side hustle. And I thought about it, but it's just so much work.
Yeah.
But that would scratch the itch to buy.
Yeah.
And then you just turn around and sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for as long as that works. But no, so Tidal Wave probably is my single favorite Armada toy. And like I have to sit here and temper my expectations.
It's really good.
I have to temper my expectations of what the Legacy one is going to be. It's not going to be that exactly, but the qualities that I like about Armada Tidal Wave, I think they can recreate well in a new toy, and I don't think I'm going to feel like there's a loss to the translation.
So,
especially in a Titan.
Yeah, it'll be bigger than the original toy, which is going to be unheard of when it comes to like recreating these toys. So
I thought of that too.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a winner. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, like I don't see any missile firing gimmicks in the Titan, but other than that, I don't think there's anything it really needs to lose.
I wish Armada Tidal Wave did not have the firing missiles, because those things are a pain. They've got a hair trigger, and in the robot mode, if you handle that toy just slightly wrong, it is literally shooting itself in the foot.
You know what?
You're in luck.
Yeah, you know what also still has a hair trigger after almost 20 years? Armada Jetfire's gun. So
that was the best electronics package, though.
I was going through a box of toys a couple days ago, and it started doing it. It was wonderful. My God,
I love the way they designed Armada Jetfire's electronics. They're like, it was the first toy that had a representation of the classic G1 blaster sound.
Yes.
Which was that was big back then. Like everybody was kind of flipping out over that. And then that you could flip the switch the other way, it would do the countdown, so it was in shuttle mode. You could do that was just so cool. That was such a fun toy.
It's a great toy.
For just that simple little sound chip that they designed for it. Like that was great. I love Armada so much.
Yeah, Armada was fantastic.
Yeah. So was Energon.
Yeah. And I bought like 3 Cybertron toys when they were on the shelf.
Cybertron, I'll be honest here, a little bit boring compared to the previous two, because it was basically just Armada again, but without some of the charm.
Yeah. So we have, I was going to say speaking of, but I actually think these look nicer. In-hand pictures of the Beast Wars versus 04, Tigatron, and Black Arachnia.
So I'm of mixed opinion here. Like, in what I'm going to call more natural lighting, Black Arachnia, I think, looks better than the Hasbro release. In lighting that more exemplifies the actual values of the different colors and finishes, I think it looks terrible because there is such a stark difference between the plastic color and the paint done on it.
Now,
the paint work they did on the robot is wonderful. It did an excellent paint job, but there's so much of that bare plastic that looks like it's still very close to the Hasbro original color. And if you've got the wrong kind of lighting on that, that's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Like I said, those pictures of what I would call natural lighting, the difference is not that stark, and it looks pretty good. I would just be kind of worried about how it's going to look like in my personal environment. And if I want to take pictures of it, especially how that's going to react to that too, because that's always up in the air.
So in these photos, is the Hasbro Tigatron already yellowed? Is that what I'm seeing?
Hasbro Tigatrons have already yellowed, yes. I actually, in late 2022, I actually, with Hey Mickey, went looking around Ollie's around the Chattanooga area to find some of their discounted ones to replace my Tigatron, because my Tigatron had yellowed. The one in box, the last time I looked at it, it had not started to yellow yet, so hopefully that's still in good condition. But yes, Tigatron was one of the things that was very susceptible to early yellowing. The Beast Wars Grimlock from the Grimlock and Mirage 2-pack also yellowed really easily, but at the same time, they botched that toy so bad anyway that nobody really cares anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, hey, this is interesting. I just saw this today. There was going to be a Legacy animated series, but it looks like Netflix declined, and we have some concept art from it, and I don't think I like it.
No.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
A bullet was dodged.
Yeah.
On several levels, yeah.
It just looks like more of the it looks like more of the other stuff.
It was going to be the same people who did the War for Cybertron trilogy.
Yeah, then good.
Thankfully spared from that.
So I only looked at the photos. I didn't read into it. So it was just going to be a continuation of the prior stuff. Good. I'm glad we're not getting it. And if you worked on those series and you're listening to this, I apologize, but
it's not your fault.
It's not your fault unless it's your fault.
Kind of sad that it didn't get made. Just to see what it could have been. Maybe they would have learned some things from the previous series.
Well, I didn't learn anything from Machinima before it.
Kingdom
I think the people had spoken and didn't want any more.
Kingdom was the last one, right?
Yeah.
And it was the best of them, but it still wasn't great.
Yes.
Hey, Matt, you're more of a Marvel you're a Marvel fan, but why does Straxus give me Aram Zola vibes? Have you seen the picture of Straxus?
Because the head and the chest.
Yeah, it's just very
in the abdomen. Yeah.
Yeah, very Aram Zola weird.
Like, I'm interested in what the concept was that led to this art design. Like, there probably could have been something interesting to that is likely never going to get developed at this point. But yeah, for the entirety of another Netflix Transformers cartoon trilogy, we're just as well off.
Yeah, it's for the best, really. Let's see here. What else? Reactivate, Optimus, and Soundwave 2-pack found at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
On the Transformers Tuesday stream where they were, promoting the pre-orders, Ben did say that he expected that the pre-orders would probably get fulfilled maybe in time for Christmas, but like by the end of the year. So this seems to bear that out if they're already in the system enough that some GameStops are getting them out on shelves. Someone in our Discord even posted a picture of finding that today. TFRadio.net /Discord.
I like the packaging.
Yeah, packaging's fine. It's got a plastic window.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.
I will wait to get it on clearance if I can, and if I don't, I don't.
Yeah, that's that. If I find it at a very good deal, I would consider getting it. But yeah, I'm the same boat. Let's see here. Stranger Things collab Code Red found at Ohio Target.
So that's out in the wild too. It's also shipping from Target.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stranger Things.
You'll see what I mean in things we got this week.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to that. Transformers. What do we got, Chris? Are you in Ohio?
No, I just had Ohio delivered to me. 30 minutes or less, or it's free. But yeah, I've got Code Red. So, we were talking last week or the week before from the in-hand pictures about how it looked like, it was a partial or shared engineering with Earthrise Ironhide.
Yeah.
Not nearly so much as we thought it was.
Oh, interesting.
The lower body borrows a lot from that engineering, but even then that is doing different things. Like, I guess because this is a further pass at this engineering concept, they actually found a way to hide the feet inside the van body.
Thank you.
And like it's a really good job getting them in there and hidden, where when I transformed it the first time and got to the point of flipping the feet out, I didn't realize, I wasn't even looking for the feet. I didn't realize they weren't there. Like, just, hey, feet, and they fold out. It was a really cool surprise. I like that it's just like really elegantly tucked in there, and it does not show at all in the vehicle mode. I guess it sticks out a little bit at the bottom, but that's way better than the Ironhide mold with them just hanging off the back. You know what's funny though? I got out Diaclone Ironhide to do some direct comparisons with, because that was the one instance of the mold where I could remember where it was. And Code Red is actually smaller than Ironhide in vehicle mode, but is so much taller in robot mode. It is like head, shoulders, and chest taller than Ironhide. It really grows as it transforms. And aside from how the legs work, everything else is different. And there's no shared parts on this with the Ironhide mold family at all. There's two complaints I have like up front on this. One is I wish it didn't have clear plastic, because there's clear plastic mismatch between some of the windows and the back windows, which are just painted on. I wish they were just all consistently painted in its opaque plastic, because in the robot mode, then you get the opaque plastic on the chest and it just looks empty inside. The other problem is that, as it seemed in the photos, the arms just do look kind of short and stubby in person. I don't know the way that they designed this, how they could have gotten more length on the arms and had everything fit the way it needed to. But like, I really don't like the proportions on the arms versus how like tall the rest of the body is. It looks like the arms are for a toy about, a fifth less height than this. They almost would fit on Ironhide just fine, and that might be how this started. They might have expected to have a toy that size first, and then as they were working through it, they were actually able to get it to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, everything on this is 100% new parts. The vehicle mode is a pretty good take on the Type 2 Volkswagen van. So, I mean, it's the successor to the like classic Volkswagen bus design, where it's more angular and a little bit smaller. There's some panel gaps and stuff, especially on the back. It's not near as bad ugly as, robot feet hanging off, but like there is some big gaps back there for how the stuff has to work in transformation, which could be a little bit better. But the paintwork on it's pretty nice. The robot is as posable as you would expect. It's got like the standard range of posability. The only weird part with that is that the wrists are ball joints, which is as much a cost-saving measure as anything, because with just the one joint, they can have them rotate and flip back into the forearms instead of needing a complex universal joint to achieve that. But yeah, like the weapons, they're new. I was thinking the whole time since we first saw this that the weapons and the blast effect piece were borrowed Cyberverse molds, but they, as far as I can tell, they're not. They are new, unique pieces. Even the wiki does not have any mention of them being borrowed from anything else. And if that information was going to be somewhere, it would be there. I don't know why a pizza delivery van robot has an axe and a club, but it does have an axe and a club. They're designed in a way I like, though. The two weapons can peg together end to end. So if you run the club upside down through the fist and then plug the axe on top, you've actually got like a decently nice looking long pole axe, basically.
I just want to say my father-in-law was a long haul truck driver for years. And if being a pizza delivery driver is anything like being a truck driver, I can understand why you would need like a axe and a club.
Yeah, no, probably being a pizza delivery driver, you would need those things more than a long haul truck driver.
Yeah, because you have to fight off the Noid.
Well, no, Don, you don't fight off the Noid. You avoid the Noid. Obviously. It's got the little pizza place sign that fits on the roof, which it's got a big rectangular channel that it fits into, but oddly, like, it's a 5mm peg accessory, but there's no 5mm post hole underneath it. There's just a big cavity that the peg falls down into. It doesn't hold it down at all. It's just the rectangular flanges that hold it onto the roof, which kind of make me think they had some other accessory in mind for this at first that wasn't going to be a hand weapon, and then they kind of course corrected on that to get it where it is now. And then it's got this little plastic square that's tampoed to look loosely like a pizza box, although, extremely loosely. And the only really way to store that is to just plug it on the side of the axe or the club. And the weapon storage is kind of weird in vehicle mode the same way, too. They have to peg onto the hinges for the side panels. Like, if you think about Earthrise or Siege Ironhide, the flaps that fold over to go on the shins, there's little slots in those hinges, and the weapons peg onto there. The only really good part about that is if you peg one of them on with the handle facing forward, you can put the fire blast effect piece on there, and the van has a flamethrower attachment suddenly, which, I mean, who doing delivery work hasn't wanted to have a vehicle-mounted flamethrower at one point or another? And just in retail in general, honestly, when have you not wanted a flamethrower at one point or another? In robot mode, the little pizza box thing fits into the gap on top of the pizza delivery sign weapon, which, I mean, okay, at least there's some place for it to go. I don't know that it's really, doing much to help it. The best thing weapon-wise for me is just the discovery that you can make a long-handled axe weapon, which I don't think suits Code Red necessarily, but since it's 5mm, if I find somebody else that looks like they would rock a big long-handled axe like that, I've got something now that is perfectly suited for that. And then I really love the head sculpt they have on this. I don't know that it screams pizza delivery or anything like that to me, but it's got the wraparound visor thing. It's got a little boom mic over the mouth. It's a really cool and unusual head design in Transformers, and I'm all up for unique looks on the characters. This actually, looks like a distinct individual instead of just being generic robot number 5. My favorite thing about this, though, is that through combinations of Target coupons and credits for money I had spent previously, I got this for under $20 shipped.
You Dononomics it.
Yeah, nice.
I sure as hell did, man. I sure as hell did. The packaging is actually designed pretty cool, too. They did a lot to make that look like a pizza box, albeit a very, very small one. With a lot of printing on the inside of it, too. Grease stains, little bits of leftover pizza implied on the bottom. And the paper wrapping on the accessories looks kind of like... It looks like the wax paper wrapping you would have around a food item, and Code Red comes wrapped in something that's made to look like a napkin that's had drawings done on it. So like I like the attention to detail they put in the packaging of this. I think it's wholly unnecessary and probably drove the SRP of the set up more than it needed to. But if somebody's gonna like go all in on packaging, like do it like this because they went all in on this packaging and it's a really good job. Diecast, any thoughts?
I didn't open it, so
What do you think
I'll
of the
agree with
packaging?
you. The packaging's nice. Definitely looks like a personal pizza.
Yeah, maybe a
So-
little bit smaller than that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually, open it up and try it.
it's pretty cool. I'm happy with it at the price I paid. I don't know if I would be happy with it at the like 40-ish that it actually retails for. Yeah, that's all for me as I was trying to segue into diecast.
Yeah. Diecast, what other Transformer stuff did you get?
I got the KFC little Ravage cage. It was on clearance, and I needed
Cage?
something. Yeah, it's the cage that
Like
Ravage.
from Morgan HCI?
Yeah.
So, I had one before, and I broke it putting it together. So I'm hoping that I don't break this one putting it together.
Well,
I
you better
needed something to get
put
free
together on
shipping.
video just in case.
What's that?
You better put together on video just in case.
Yeah, that's true. I also got a Super 7 Sharkticon.
What do you think?
He looks nice, and actually why I bought him was I figured he might work with some legend scale figures if I do like a display. So I got another Super 7 Sharkticon.
They look like they're pretty decent size.
Yeah, they are a good size.
Are these are reaction figures?
The super set, the reaction. And I got another Sharkticon.
Nice.
So I
the
have
3 total.
I have 3 total Sharkticons.
That's so weird with the proportions of the bubble on there. It makes me think of Hot Wheels more than reaction.
Or Amiibo or something.
Yeah.
And then, as we were talking about,
You got the tree.
these were ordered a while ago, and they both kind of came in like
MPG 04 and 5.
yeah, and they came from 2 different stores because I've been getting them on sales. So I think one came from like Deep Discount, and the other one came from I'm not sure. But
I'm surprised you actually got a deep discount item and the order wasn't canceled.
Right?
sometimes I've
never
the
had one
deep
canceled.
discount when it's like extremely deep, those are the ones you have trouble with.
Yeah.
I tried to order Legacy Armada Prime from Deep Discount when they had it listed for like around $70, and I waited and got it canceled out from under me. And now, if I want one, I got to pay like $120 on Amazon for it, and I'm not there for that.
Really? It went up that quick?
Yeah, Amazon gonna Amazon.
Wow.
tfradio.net/Amazon.
The other thing I got was because I found it on sale is the little Magic Square dead
Drag
end
strip.
and drag strip. Yeah.
And Dead End.
Yeah. I forgot I already had them. So I have another set. But they were pretty cheap, so but yeah, I mean that was like a big week. I don't think I bought anything on Black Friday actually, Transformers related, so because pretty much I have everything already anyway, so but that's what I got this week.
Cool. I didn't get anything. Matt didn't get anything. Don, did you get any Transformers this week?
Yes, I did. Again, most all this stuff came from Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, and I decided to go ahead because it finally hit the cheap threshold. I got the Joe crossover Bumblebee because again it was very cheap, and I think I can sell the Stalker and get more money back for it. So I went ahead and picked it up more to have the set of 3. But again, I think I can knock him down considerably by selling the Stalker that comes with him, because I don't care about the 3 3/4 inch Joes.
I don't think anyone cares about Stalker.
Well, I can, let's just say if I get $10 for them, I'll be in good shape. I picked up the Quintesson from the Reaction line to go with my movie display. Didn't pick up any Sharkticons. Didn't really want any because this is a little more important to my theme of the whenever I get it done. I too got Code Red. Have not had a chance to open him, but I've watched a few photo reviews and such, and can't wait to open him. Thanks again to the couple of clearance sales. I got the Magic Square version of Legends Class Jetfire Meteorite for about half the price of everybody that was selling him that still had him in stock. So I got a good price on him. He's going to look good with the New Age Firefox and my other Jetfires.
So Don, I got to give you some stuff on this because you had Kronos, and for the longest time, you're like, I only need Kronos. And then you go ahead and get 2 different Legend scale Skyfires.
I only need 1 representation of a character for my shelf.
Right, but I like the way their transformation works on each one, and they do have a slightly different art style.
I'm glad you came around, Don. I'm just glad you finally got that Fans Toys Skyfire because you were fighting that for the longest time.
Yeah, well, I've got both. I've got regular and the clear. I received the last of the Magic Square Combaticons was Blast Off. So now my plan is to form Bruticus. So I'm looking forward to that.
You have to have that done by next week. That's your homework assignment.
Yeah, let's pretend that's going to happen. This was an impulse purchase, but with the Hasbro Pulse sale, which was really weird because they never added anything else before it ended.
Yeah,
which was odd. So, but
it didn't run for as long as they normally do either. It only ran for like a week and a half. They usually add stuff after the first week, but
they didn't. I decided to get a second of the Volvo Optimus because I love the way this looks in vehicle mode.
Great toy.
And it was less than the price of a liter. And it's like, it'll look so good on the shelf because I've got an extra Optimus, the Christmas Optimus.
I think I named Christmas Optimus my toy of 2022. I'm trying to think of what I like better than that.
This is my current fire convoy, if that tells you how much I like the way this mold looks.
Yeah.
And the last 2 things I got was I used my Target Dynanomics, slightly different than Chris, but I decided to go ahead and get Movie Masterpiece Bonecrusher that I got them for right at $98, down from $170.
Yeah.
So I figured I might as well get him because he was sold out. And I do like the way he's very odd. But I've always liked, of all the movie designs, I've liked Bonecrusher a lot. So, like, if I had a choice between this and the Brawl that's rumored to be coming, I'd much rather Bonecrusher than just another tank. And the last thing I got was from the Hasbro Pulse sale. Again, I got another of the Stunticon.
How much was that? How much was it on sale?
$135 down from $190.
So why'd you get a second?
Okay, because most of this stuff is going to be hidden in Minosaur mode. So my legacy regular
most of the stuff is hidden in that box,
right? But the original Stunticons will be Minosaur. I have my first set to open as robots, and now I have a set for vehicles. So that way I can display them all together in all 3 modes. And if I wanted I was going to do that with my extra legacy Stunticons, but I never could find a Motor Master that wasn't overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
I get the whole set for not much more than what people were asking for just Motor Master by himself. So now I can have a more complete display of the Stunticons. I'm not going to do this for all of them. I'm just the Combaticons, and if they do these in any G2. But other than that, I figured at that price for not much more than what a Motor Master runs, I can now have a much nicer looking Stunticon display.
I'm going to admit I haven't even combined my retail Stunticons into Minosaur.
Me either.
Yeah.
I did, though, give some serious moments of thought to picking up that box set during the sale because $135 for that, for 4 deluxes and a commander class,
that's a good deal.
A really good deal, and I like
it's sold
the color.
out.
Yeah, I like the color.
It's back up. It's back up for sale right now, at full price, of course.
Well, yeah.
Oh well, the allotment they had for the sale then sold through.
Yeah. It was up there for a couple days though.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was there. I'm glad I didn't.
So I spent a little more than I planned, but I got some very good figures at a very good price. So I'm happy with that.
Cool. That's it.
Transformer wise, yes.
Yep. And remember, ham sandwiches are for patrons. And if you are interested in finding out what non-Transformers toys we got this week, sign up at patreon.com/tfradio. Speaking of, what ham sandwiches did we get this week? Don, what'd you get?
Okay, sorry, I was getting stuff a little bit closer. I mentioned this last week. Hang on, sorry, I have to turn away, Brian. It's very heavy.
Oh boy.
Thanks to the Hasbro Pulse sale, I got the Astro Megazord from Power Rangers in Space, one of my favorite Zords.
The Zord Ascension Project version specifically.
Thank you. Yeah. So it was significantly cheaper with the sale, and I figured I'm not going to find it any cheaper. So I went ahead and got that.
That is a pretty Zord. I will say that. I don't have any attachment to it, but I saw it in person, and it is pretty.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll buy if they ever do the companion Zord. What was it?
Delta Megazord.
Yeah, if they do that, again, very, very price driven on that. Thanks to the Hasbro sale, I wasn't going to get it because of the original cost. Animated Dungeons and Dragons mini mates. Had to get them because they were very cheap compared to regular retail. Not a big fan of mini mates, but it's animated Dungeons and Dragons.
They'd have to pay me to take them.
That's what I was thinking too, for multiple reasons, not just because they're mini mates.
I love animated Dungeons and Dragons. I just don't like mini mates.
Again, that's the only reason I got them was because of they're probably going to stay in the box and just be part of the display when Tiamat goes where Unicron's at eventually. Thanks to another couple of sales, these were $25. They were marked down to $12. I got a couple of the Action Force, the female Delta Troopers, to sort of bolster my female GI Joes. They were over half off, so I got a couple of those. GI Joe wise, I got Shockwave, and I got the Target exclusives: Python Patrol, the Trouble Bubble, the Officer, and the Copperhead. So I did get those. Was able to get a Target the other day, and I actually found Alfred from McFarlane's Batman the Animated Series, which is a Target exclusive. So very, very great looking head sculpt. Very good head sculpt, really, on that Alfred.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah. So I went ahead and picked him up. I realized this was kind of a spur of the moment thing when they went back in stock, but I didn't see No Way Home. I'm not seeing a Marvel movie in theaters since Age of Ultron, but I got the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man because it's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I just like the way it looks. And it was out of stock everywhere until I happened to come across it at retail on Amazon at tfradio.net/Amazon. The last couple things I've got are all Super 7. Again, super good prices because of all these sales. Very good sale prices. I got this one off of eBay. It's the second version of Lion-O.
What's the difference?
This one has some better paint apps and
has a new hat.
And it's mostly just paint apps and a little bit of different sculpt work on the head. But that was about $20 less than retail, and I got like $6 shipping. So that was a lot. And everywhere else either sold out or asking $80 a piece. So like that. And everything else I got was Silverhawks. Again, I was not going to get this entire wave. I was not planning on it. But when you can buy one for $30 and then get one for $15, and two of them are less than regular retail of one, that's not a bad price. So I got Steelheart, her brother, Steel Wheel, got Quicksilver. Now I paid about a little bit more, almost retail for Quicksilver, but that triggered the price drop on the rest of them. So I got Quicksilver. And the last one I got was from the big.
Don is
Don's
shrieking in
wincing in
pain.
pain.
Sorry, my ankle popped when I was trying not to bend over, Brian, and it hurt a lot. The
Well,
last
this is
one I
your
got,
patron, so all that's staying in.
yeah, sorry. I don't remember last week when I got Windhammer from Silverhawks for $31. I got Buzzsaw for the same price.
Okay, now that's kind of cool looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a $70 Super 7 figure that I got for $34.24.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that probably tells you where it came from too.
No.
But yeah, so I've got Armored Monstar, I got Buzzsaw. I'm only going to be collecting these when they go clearance if Super 7s continues to make them, because everywhere had Super 7 on clearance this holiday season. And that's all I got for ham sandwiches.
So Don, Wheeljack64 wants to know, does Buzzsaw fit in Soundwave?
I don't know. I'm not going to buy a Cyborg Super 7 Soundwave and find out. That's so. I'm going to have to say probably not.
Matt, did you get any ham sandwiches?
Yeah, real quick. I've been buying collected editions of comic books again, so I got Uncanny X-Men Volume 5 and Thunderbolts Volume 2. That's the important one right there.
That's Fabe Nick.
Yes. Yeah, they both went on pretty deep discount on Amazon. I've been watching them for a while. So, but that's it for me.
Cool. That's awesome. Diecast?
Yeah, I got the Target exclusive Python Patrol Copperhead. And I also got the Trouble Bubble, which it's Python Patrol, but it's almost like Tire Force colors too. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I just got one. I just got one regular Trouble Bubble and one Python Patrol. I'm glad they've started adding more Python in their Python Patrol, because it desperately needed a little bit more pop to it.
I mean, I really hope that they do some Tiger Force stuff. But maybe I don't, because maybe I don't want to have to buy that too. So, but that's it for ham sandwiches.
Chris, do you have any ham?
I don't like ham.
Good. I got the G.I. Joe Target exclusive Python Patrol stuff, so I haven't opened it. I mean, I haven't even opened the shipping box, so it may be, I don't know, like Head and Shoulders shampoo or something in the box. I don't know, but I'll get to it eventually.
Essential oils.
Essential oils. Now, the thing that I am happiest about, and I told my wife, this is my Christmas gift. We were at the Habitat for Humanity store last weekend, and they had I think it seats like 8 people. It's like 6 feet in diameter, conference table, round conference table, one like I've been wanting for years. It even has like a hole in the middle where you would run wires for like work and stuff. That's where I would run wires for like microphones. So it'll be something that I can use for podcasts if I ever do podcasts in person in the studio / office again. But it's just a gigantic working space to do things like sticker toys or transform things or just, get stuff done. So I'm going in and I'm sorting out all of my paperwork by series. So as I purge things, I can make sure that I include paperwork with everything. But I finally put my Ripro labels on my G1 Minerva this weekend. It's just been fantastic for actually getting stuff done. So I honestly, I don't think I've been as happy with the purchase as I have with this in forever. And it was $60.
Ooh.
Yeah. So very, very pleased with it. So that's my ham sandwich. And again, this is for patrons. And if you want to be a patron, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up. Patrons get an ad-free version of the show a day early at a higher bit rate, weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast, unedited episodes of RSC exclusive to patrons, including the ham sandwich portion each week. You get the Hot 5 podcast a week early, and I should be getting some episodes posted in the next couple weeks as things sort of free up schedule-wise over the holidays. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on Hot 5, and Touch patrons are mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. So I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, Tiger Forces Ninja Consultant, Jason Hiley, Eric Griffin, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, and Hector. Another thing came from Amazon, the tfradio.net/elf list this week. Thank you. I'm assuming that was probably just got shipped separate, but thank you very much. That will go in a donation box probably next weekend. Joey Russell. Joey is awesome, of course, as is everybody here. Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, and Sean Bratton. And I believe it's Sean's birthday. I saw.
So happy birthday.
Yeah. Again, if you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. All of it. I don't think there's anything at all. Wait, is there one episode missing still? Did I find that? I can't remember. I think we might have a missing episode that I was never able to recover. I need to go back and confirm. But basically, like over 2,000 podcasts that we've done over the years are at tfradio.net. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Radio Free Cybertron. We're on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, just about everywhere. You can find me at briankilby.com, and I seriously hope to have a Christmas album out in the next couple weeks. If I don't, I will have failed in life. But you can, of course, go back and check out every single Christmas album that I've done since 2015. Those are at briankilby.com. John Luna not here. He is at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer not here. He is at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter and at zonebase.org and zonebase.bsky.social. Rob Clay is not here. He is at Flailthroughs on Blue Sky. Is that right, Chris? I think it is.
I'm trying to determine that right now. Yes. robflails.bsky.social.
Yep.
That's his account for his Flail Through his YouTube channel where he plays Gundam Battle Operation rounds basically every day. He's gone this week because he was actually on a little press trip out to Bandai's headquarters in Irvine, California. So I'm sure we will be hearing whatever he's allowed to talk about that next week when he, at least in pre-show, if not during the show itself. So be sure to be a patron to get the pre-show podcast and catch up on what Rob was doing this week.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. What about you, Chris?
I'm on Blue Sky at ChrisRTXV. I'm also in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. You can find the work I've done on the internet at playwithphotography.com, and I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/ChrisList if you would like to send me something for the holidays or just as, random acts of kindness whenever. It's always appreciated no matter what time of year it is or for any or no reason.
Cool. Donald.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR. I also have a wish list at Amazon, tfradio.net/.list, if you would like to peruse it and take a look and see what's there.
You might have to take the high adult content filter off if you want to see everything there. Kidding. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky, although I have a hard time posting the Blue Sky. At Diecast2, you can see my Facebook page or like my Facebook page or follow my Facebook page, whatever you do with a Facebook page, at Reviews by Diecast. And then you can see my reviews at tfradio.net/RFC reviews or tfradio.net/reviews or on YouTube at youtube.com/RFC reviews. I'm hoping there's the new Yellow Park figures coming out that I really enjoy. I really love the Rhinox, the Cheetor, and the Scourge, which the Scourge looks awesome. And they're supposed to be expediting those to me so I can do a review of them. So as soon as I get them, I'll be putting them up.
Excellent.
Yeah. And that's it.
Cool. Matt.
Belvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's, but I never really post anything because I think I'm kind of done with social media for the most part.
Man, I'm trying. I am trying.
I hardly ever use it anymore.
Yeah. I have cut back so much. It's wonderful. Cool. I think we got everybody.
Yep.
Well, we'll be back next week. We'll see you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, all.
Recording stopped.
Sweet. I need to start. I need to remember to keep the damn start summary on. So
Keep
that
what?
it'll give me in Zoom will summarize everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't used it in weeks. But it was very handy. Oh man, I need to go to sleep. Is there anything we need to share with the people watching live besides that we love them?
I don't think so.
People watching live, we love you. My Cobra officer is coming tomorrow. That's why I didn't have. I was like, why am I missing one of the figures? Because you got them all. You said, right, Brian?
I think so. I have not looked in the box.
Some reason my Cobra officer is shipped later.
Cool.
He
Okay.
looks good with the white hat. I like it with that white hat, which matches his gloves and everything.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.